Okay, welcome back. So this is yet another part of the perfect sentences, and this time around we'll be concentrating mostly upon verbs which have movement, fundamental movement or change in state. Let's find out. I have come here before. To come is of course movement, yes? And the verb is, so we'll follow the step. According to the verb, common, we know the helping verb will be sein. And now we just need to cross-check the tense. It's the present tense, so sein works fine. And we'll conjugate it for ish bin, very good. And it looks a little too small, we'll make it bigger. Ish bin, before is vorher. Yes, it's an adverb, vorher. Here is here, again an adverb. Now the verb is common, we'll write with a ge, gekommen. Fantastic. Moving forward, he had traveled to Berlin. Again, we'll follow the steps. First, we look at the verb to travel. Yes, it's got fundamental movement. The verb would be sein. Let's look at the tense. It's past. We need to use waren conjugated for third person. So basically, ich war, du warst, sie es. Yes, war. Very good. Er war. Again, a little small. Let's make it bigger. Er war. Now, to Berlin in German, it'll be nach Berlin. We learn this in the future. War nach Berlin. The verb is reisen. We'll add a ge and it'll end with a t. Gereist. Yes. Perfect. Moving forward, how fast has he driven? You saw. Now, it's again a question. It's a W-Frage. It begins with how. In German, it's wie. Then comes the verb. The verb depends on the main verb, which is to drive. So the helping verb needs to be sein, since there is movement, and the tense is present, so we'll stick with sein. And we are basically talking about has he, so we'll conjugate for he. What is the verb? The verb is moment, as we chose. The verb is sein. So ich bin, du bist, sie es ist. Wie, and yes, one more thing I need to write, how fast. So wie schnell. Now we need to conjugate the verb sein for ich bin, du bist, sie es ist. Wie schnell ist er? The verb is to drive. Fahren, we'll add a ge, gefahren. Genau. You saw, or you could say, have you seen? Yes? Have you seen? So we'll say, again, seen is a normal verb without any movement. The helping verb would be haben, present tense. For you, it'll be hast du gesehen. Fantastic. Okay, how high has he jumped? Now let's find out. Okay, how high has he jumped? W-Frage, beginning with the W-Frage, that's how. Wie, then we'll introduce hoch. Yes, genau, wie hoch, how high. Then we'll say has he jumped, that's the helping verb. Depending upon the main verb, that's to jump. And to jump, it's got movement, we'll choose sein. Tense is present, has, so we'll stick to sein, conjugated for he. Ich bin, du bist, sie es ist. Wie hoch ist er? The verb is springen, just like trinken, getrunken, springen. Gesprungen. Fantastic. Wie hoch ist er gesprungen? Okay. Have you ever swum in a river? Or who has ever swum in a river? Now again, we'll begin with the W-Frage, that is who. How to say who? Wer, wen, wem, wessen. Just like der, den, this, der, den, dem, this. Wer, wen, wem, wessen. So we need nominative. Wer. Who, let's make it bigger. Who has. Now we'll look at the main verb and decide the helping verb. Swim is having movement, so the helping verb would be sein. Tense is present. So wer ist. Yes, with wer, conjugation is always in third person. Wer ist ever. Ever in German is jemals. Yes. Wer ist jemals im Fluss, in the river? The verb to swim is schwimmen. We'll write it in perfect. It's with a ge added, geschwommen. Very good. This is a unregelmäßig, a little different verb. We need to remember this. Geschwommen. Yes. The perfect form is a little irregular. Okay. Moving forward, we had hiked in the mountains. So who had hiked in the mountains? We, that is wir. And the verb to hike basically has movement, so the helping verb would be sein. Tense is past tense, so it'll be waren. So we'll say wir waren in den Bergen. Then the verb is wandern. It'll be made into perfect by adding a ge. Gewandert. Perfect. Now we'll move forward and we'll say one last sentence here. He had stepped forward like a champ. Now to step is basically movement, and it has the helping verb sein. Tense is past, so it'll become waren. We'll write it for er. Ich war, du warst, sie, es war. War. Step forward. Now in German, it'll be nach vorne. Discuss this later. Yes, war nach vorne, wie ein Champ. This also I'll let you know. Basically, wie is a preposition, it's nominative. So everything should be nominative, like ein Champ. Ist nach vorne wie ein Champ. Or you could say, ist wie ein Champ. Then you could say, nach vorne, in front. Stepped. So it'll be, what is the verb to step? Treten, we add a ge, getreten, and with the en. He has stepped forward like a champ, war wie ein Champ nach vorne getreten. Super duper. So these were some examples of the verbs with movement. And if you want, I could do a few more with you. Yes, let's see. I'll leave these for you to do yourself. And let me look at the verbs which have got change in state. Let's have a look. Now these verbs have change in state if you look at them. Yes, that means what has happened. We look at the verb happened, it shows change in state. We determine the helping verb is sein. Tense is present, so we say was, conjugated for third person ist, was ist. And then we'll basically say happened, passieren becomes passiert, no ge. Remember? Question. Something had come up yesterday. Okay. So basically, again, the verb to come up is something happening, change in state. So the verb with the help of this, we can say the helping verb would be sein, or it'll be the past tense, so it'll be waren. So we'll say etwas, and then we'll say conjugate waren for ich war, du warst, sie, es war. Etwas war. Gestern, when. Gestern is yesterday. It's an adverb, gestern. Etwas war gestern. Come up is vor. It's a trennbares verb. Vor, we'll add a ge in the middle. Gekommen. Very good. Nothing has occurred here. So we'll say nothing is like nichts. Then again, the verb is to occur, shows change in position, change in state. Helping verb would be sein. Tense is in the present, we'll stick to sein. And nichts ist, yes, nichts ist hier. What is the verb? Geschehen. It'll remain geschehen because it already has a ge in its original form, and we ended with the en, ends up looking the same. Nichts ist hier passiert, or hier ist nichts passiert, whichever way you want to say it. Yes. Now, who had fallen asleep first? Okay. Now again, the verb to fall asleep shows change in position, change in state. You were awake, you fell asleep. So we'll basically begin the question with a W-Frage, that is who. We already know it's wer, wen, wem, wesen. We'll pick up wer. So we'll say wer, and the verb is to fall asleep, shows change. We'll say sein. Tense is past, it will be waren. We'll say wer war. Erst, first. Now we'll need to say fallen asleep. The verb is einschlafen, trennbares verb. Ein comes first, ge goes in the middle. Eingeschlafen, yes? Perfect. So it's a question. We'll write the question mark. What's the question mark called? It's a Fragezeichen. Perfect. So wer war erst eingeschlafen? Who had fallen asleep first? Perfect. Let's look at some more sentences. We had woken up early. Okay. Now again, the verb to wake up shows you were asleep. You woke up, change in state. Who had woken up? We. Very good. We'll write we are. And we look at the main verb woken up, change in state. Choose the helping verb. It is sein. The tense is past. We'll make it waren. And we'll conjugate for wir. Wir waren früh. That's early. Yes, we'll write früh. Very good. Wir waren früh. The verb is aufwachen in Partizip 2, like the perfect form. It'll be written like auf, it's a trennbares verb, so prefix, then ge, and then aufgewacht. Perfect, we had woken up early. Wir waren früh aufgewacht. Moving forward, we had rather remained at home. Now again, you remember the verb to remain. Let's find out. How will it be used? So first, we had. So we'll write who, wir. Now we'll look at the main verb to determine the helping verb. To remain as an exception always has sein as the helping verb. So we'll use sein. The tense is past. We'll change it to waren and we'll conjugate for wir. Wir waren rather. Rather is lieber. It's an adverb. Wir waren lieber zu Hause. Zu Hause is at home. And to remain, we'll add a ge to bleiben. We had rather remained at home. Wir waren lieber zu Hause geblieben, not gebleiben, geblieben. Yes, ei changes to ie. Fantastic. Now, perfect. This is one sentence. Let me do this with you. So this is a mixture of two kinds of sentences. First is with movement, the other isn't with movement. That means we have two words, come and help. Basically we'll need two helping verbs here. So who had come? They, which is ich, du, er, sie, es, wir, ihr, sie, sie, the little z, beginning of the sentence written bigger, so it's written capital. So they had come. Looking at the verb come, we'll determine the helping verb is sein. Since it's got movement and the tense is past, we'll make it waren, and we'll say wir, sie waren. Yes, conjugated for third person plural. Sie waren, come is gekommen, yes, and help me with the project. Und, now we'll need to say again, they have helped me with the project. They had come, and they had helped me with the project. Now to help has got no movement, so we need to change the helping verb. Like in English, we didn't have to. In German, we have to. That means we need to say, and they had. So the helping verb is haben. It's the past tense, so it'll become hatten. So we'll say, und sie hatten. Now help is a hidden dative verb. To whom did they give help? To whom is dative? To me, so it's ich, mich, mir. Sie hatten mir mit dem Projekt, with the project. Mit is like with. Yes, mit. Make this bigger. Mit dem Projekt. The verb is helfen. We'll add a ge to make a perfect. And it looks like geholfen. Yes, you need to remember the perfect tense. Perfect. So this was another sentence which had two sentences, two types of verbs. So accordingly, there are a few more to practice. You could do them by yourself. And let me see if I would like to do some other sentences with you here. So yes, of course, I would like to do a few. So these are the last few sentences written right here. So let's see how to use them. Now, these are the sentences we learned when we did the sentences with haben, the modal verbs. These are context-based questions. For example, I had been able to learn German easily. You say I had been able to as well. Let's recall, we learned this. So you'll use the verb können, which is the verb to be able to, remember? Very good. Let me write it here, and it came out looking something else. Let's correct this. Können. Very good. So how will we use it? Same rule. We look at the verb to determine the helping verb. Können, it's a normal verb. The helping verb would be haben. The tense is past. We'll change it to hatten. Conjugated for ich hatte. And basically the verb is to be able to. So it's like können will change into gekonnt. Yes. Ich hatte auch gekonnt. I had been able to as well. Ich hatte auch gekonnt. Yeah. I had had to go early. I say to you, you say I had to as well. I had to as well. So how will you say I had to as well? You'll say, you look at the main verb, which is basically I had, which is müssen. That's the helping verb. Yes, so you will choose the helping verb accordingly. It'll be It's a normal verb. So haben, the tense is past. Hatten, so ich. Let's write down. Ich hatte, yes. Auch as well is auch. And müssen will become gemusst. I had to as well. Ich hatte auch gemusst. Now, I had been allowed to drive the car at 20. You say I had been allowed to as well. So you'll say ich. Again, the verb is dürfen, to be allowed. So we'll basically conjugate with haben. The tense is past. So you'll say ich hatte auch gedurft. Very good. I had wanted to. Now again, I say I had wanted to see Muhammad Ali fight. Now you say I had wanted to as well. So basically again, wollen is a normal verb without movement. So we'll say haben to be the helping verb. The tense is past, change to hatten. Ich hatte auch, the verb is wollen, in past gewollt. Yes, fantastic. Okay, do we have anything else? Fantastic. So these were the verbs we did in perfect tenses. We used the helping verb sein, we used the helping verb haben. We also did some context-based sentences with modal verb. We'll be making complete sentences with modal verb, like I had been able to go, I had had to leave, I had been able to drive, I had wanted to see, in the next lessons, in the forthcoming lessons. So thanks for joining me, and do revise what we learned, and I'll catch you in the next lesson. Till then, John Berlin signing off.